Hello and welcome to the slightly less cut up version of the FSD test drive that was I did in the Netherlands way back in June. So I've watched this particular bit over and over again, and it looks like FSD is stopping for the pedestrian, but it is actually holding back a touch because there was a van had his left indicator on in the opposite lane and then took it off and changed his mind and went the other way. So here's the merge with the large lorry. FSD accelerates pretty hard here, up to the limit that I've set at 100 kilometers per hour, and it uses most of the slip road to make the maneuver. And what looks like a close call is not close at all, and is handled really well. It's quite keen to overtake stuff down the dual carriageways, and it quite often gets into the inside lane, but then it moves out again to overtake, and that actually gets it in a tiny bit of trouble just up here, because there's a lorry here that it goes to overtake, and as it's going to do the right turn maneuver, another lorry comes out and gets in the way. So I actually have to take over from FSD and then overtake manually and get into the slip road because it was just running out of road. So here we are back on FSD again, and it's literally just following the road. It's overtaking the lorries, and it's quite quickly coming up to an exit junction where it comes down to this little T. It's showing its braking as it's coming to the junction with the chevron blue line, and there's nothing coming, so we can just roll straight out of the junction down here to a nice easy roundabout. What's really nice is how smooth and progressive every maneuver is. The maneuvers are planned really well in advance. Everything feels really good. If you watch the tentacle, this is the blue line in the top left picture, which is the video of the screen. You can see what FSD is thinking about doing, and the way it's planning to do certain maneuvers is just really, really nice. And the end result is that you end up sitting there supervising, but it's actually doing a lot of work. And you can see here it's moved over to the right hand side of the road to give a little more room for the oncoming cars, because there's parked cars on the opposite side of the road. And then when that bottleneck is clear, it goes back again. So it's done it again here. It's moved over to the right, and then it moves back a bit more to the left. It's actually was momentarily doing 50 then, which is the speed limit, and now it's slowed to go up the speed hump. And you can see we're now going to stick at about 40 because we're about to go down the other side of the speed hump. But also we're getting a few more pedestrians, and it pretty much decides to stick at 40k. This is an excellent maneuver. It plans this so far ahead. If you frame by frame and watch the tentacle up on the top left screen, you can see that it's deliberately slowing to let the oncoming traffic get past the coach before it decides to do its overtake maneuver, and then it does it all in one smooth maneuver, and there's no drama at all about it. I do a little bit of messing with the nav down here because I need to change the waypoint, and you'll see that I'm getting some blue flashes at the top left corner of the screen, which is FSD saying pay attention, because I'm not paying enough attention to the screen. So the attention monitoring is very good. It's really it's alert to the things I'm doing. If I spend too much time looking at screens, particularly when there's a lot of things going on that I should be paying attention to and watching to make sure FSD is doing the right thing, it will nag me. So here's another simple roundabout. Nothing coming. There is a car there, but it's so far away that it's not causing any concern at all. So we've got a cyclist here. Cyclists, we get lucky, they move out of the way. Now here we're going to see a right turn just up the road, and if you watch the mirror and the top left hand corner, you'll see how close the rear wheel gets to the curb but doesn't actually touch it. This is something that's indicating to me just how good it's working. This is a very tight manoeuvre. You can see how FSD has slowed right down. It's positioned itself right, pinned to the right hand curb, but it's not touching it. And then we get another close pass up here as well. This is quite nice because this is looking at, again, no lane lines. FSD does not use lane lines to carry out these manoeuvres. It's reading the space on the road that it can actually, the drivable space that it can use. It's aware of the stepped curb and actually uses a tiny amount of the drop curb on the right hand side to give a little more room. Now it's going fairly cautious up here, but this road is pretty tight. If anything comes the other way, we're going to need to slow or move over or do something. And we've got a car coming suddenly. We do slow a little bit, but not too much, and then we're straight back up to the speed we were at before. There's a slight chevron brake that shows on the screen for that one. It didn't really result in any slowdown, but it was definitely considering doing some more braking if the cyclist stayed in the middle of the road any longer, but actually moved out of the way, and so it continued. So it's handling the traffic calming perfectly. It's slowing to a very appropriate level here, and it's just coming up to an extremely tight manoeuvre that has a lot going on. So there's an oncoming car appears in front of us, the blue car. The car pulls over. It's very tight. FSD spots the drop curb on the right hand side of the road and puts two wheels onto the curb and then drops back down off the curb in the next drop curb. Here's our fan club. Give us a wave. So that curb was a very nice manoeuvre. It was very well handled and very, very human in its behaviour. There was nothing there that was unsafe. It was just using the road. Small roundabouts is something I've always wondered is how FSD is going to handle. We have a lot of those in the UK. So this drop curb, it can't use the drop curb because there's a post halfway up there. So it slows instead and makes wider room, and then we move through. There's a very tight turn on the left that's blind. FSD, cautious, noses out, notices the car but determines that it can move through quickly and that the other vehicle is approaching a give way line, so it should stop anyway. Again, this village is extremely tight, so it's slowing. It's doing 30, which is the limit. There's a car come out in front of us. It slows a fraction just to give a little bit more room to let the car manoeuvre, and then it moves on through, no problem at all. What's very obvious is the locals don't drive at 30 when you're doing these in these 30 limits. So here we've got nothing coming around the roundabout, so we're going rolling straight out and we're turning left. The roundabout speed and the judgment is absolutely perfect. There's nothing about this that worries me. It's not fazed by the cyclists who are on their side of the road. It takes this tight little right turn here and almost completely ignores the road markings, the painted markings, and takes a comfortable line into the corner, which is exactly what I like to see. So now we've got a lot of open countryside out in the fields. We're going to skip through this a bit. And of course we've managed to find a windmill that's working as well. So we got a little slow pass here and we'll see the windmill in all its joy. Now these lanes are unusual because they have this cycle priority on the left and the right side. Now I did notice a small amount of slowing for the speed humps as well there, but a small amount of moving to the left and to the right as FSD is trying to decide which part of the road to be in. Here we go, another slowing for speed hump. You can maybe see me commenting on this up on the top right hand corner, because I've noticed that the steering wheel is gently moving to the left and to the right, to the left and to the right, and the tentacle is also showing the same thing. Now this is a great manoeuvre because way off in the distance there's two cyclists. We want to turn left. We don't know which way the cyclists are going, and it's a little bit close about when we are going to turn up at the junction and when the cyclists are going to get there. So FSD plans its manoeuvre, it slows, it lets them through, it lets the last car come through, and then straight on with the indicator and accelerating with good speed around the two cyclists. This is perfect. I wouldn't have done this any different at all. It's really, really nice manoeuvre. We'll skip through this bit. Another nice little junction. This is a really fast pass. 54 kilometers an hour, and there's not a lot of room, and the oncoming car hasn't given us much room either. But no drama. I'm not feeling the urge to grab the steering wheel or press the brake pedal at any point in any of this. It was in total a 40-minute drive, and I didn't feel the need to grab hold of this at all. You can see how tight it's getting here. It's using these cobblestone drainage channels on the right hand side of the road when there's something coming the other way. There's actually a branch on the right, which I'm not sure whether it's actually spotted or not. There's like a tree trunk sticking out the edge of the road. And you can see when there's nothing coming, it's using more road. Now this is the classic. This car's just overtaken a cyclist on a blind corner. The other car was about to do the same thing on a blind corner. FSD slowed quite firmly, put itself right into the gutter, and then everybody sorted themselves out. There was nothing unusual about that manoeuvre at all. It's exactly what I would have done in the same situation. There's nowhere to go. You've got to let people sort themselves out, and the main thing is that the cyclist was safe. Again, if you watch the visualization at the top, you can see that it's putting the wheels into that area which has got cobblestones on it whenever it needs to get over for a car coming past. Simple right manoeuvre in the housing estate. Some more traffic calming measures, which it seems to understand exactly what to do with these without any issue whatsoever. We have some kids on bikes. Again, lots of caution. We're doing 35 and the limit is 50, so we're well down on the speed because it's appropriate for that section of road. Overtaking the car parked on the right hand side. And some more traffic calming. Now a car's just pulled in, way off in the distance. FSD reads that straight away, keeps going, doesn't slow down, and completes the manoeuvre. Some good caution here at this stop. It's a four-way junction, and as you see, something can come from the left, and did. They could come from any direction, so caution at those is good. More traffic calming. There's another van gone off in the distance. He's pulled over, but he's actually looks like he's parking. But no hesitation from FSD. The path is clear. It reads the intention, and off it's gone. This is another slowing junction. There's nothing coming, so off we go. We're making a left turn. More bikes, more pedestrians. Unfortunately, we've lost the visualization screen here. I'm always confused by these junctions. It's worth pointing out that being from the UK, driving in Europe is all on, for me, is on the wrong side of the road. And in this case, I'm actually sat in the wrong side of the vehicle as well. I know all the Europeans will claim that you're on the right side of the road and I'm on the wrong side of the road, but there you go. So again, I was going to go the other way. I've got the speed offset on this set to 0, so it will obey speed limits all the time. I did note that the locals want to go much quicker. Here's a great example of deciding what to do, making a choice and doing it. FSD has to come to a complete stop to give way to the vehicles coming down the road. But as the last vehicle comes through the little bit of traffic calming, it's already starting to move forward and get through into the junction. That's brilliant. It's very, very handled extremely well. This starts to get a little bit narrower up the top here. Nothing that we didn't get any situations where we had to reverse back up the road because it was so narrow. Kind of hoped we'd find something like that, but it didn't happen. But again, it's tight and it's getting downhill, and you've got opposing traffic, so you have to get over when there's something coming the other way. Most of the time it chooses to sit a little bit out from the curb in a safer position, so it's not going to clip stuff lying in at the roadside. Seems to cope with the shadowing from the sun and the trees extremely well. More cycles. Another junction coming up. This is a tricky one. It's almost completely blind from the left hand side. Even with this roof camera that can see 360, it's not obvious until you get right on top of it that you can't see another windmill on the left. That one not working. And then we have another junction here which has got a cycleway on it. At the same time, we're dealing with, so there's no cycles apart from the one on the other side. We're dealing with cars coming from left and right. The cycle's going straight on. We move straight out into the junction. Easy. Looks easy, doesn't it? So here we are coming up to a roundabout. It's pretty busy on this roundabout, but we almost get lucky, and then we get one from this side. This one's turning. That one's got the indicator on. I think it saw that. I think it was because of the that it can pay attention in 360 degrees all the time. It had noted that car there was plenty of room to get through onto the roundabout, and had spotted that the second vehicle was actually turning. So here we go. We're back at the pickup point, heading into the car park where the superchargers are to drop off the car. It's a great ride. If you get a chance to go and try it, please do. It's a exceptionally good system. Unfortunately, you'll have to travel to Netherlands or Belgium or Estonia or Lithuania to get a try in it. But it's well worth a go, because until you sit behind the wheel with it, I don't think you're getting the full picture of how good it actually is. So there we go. Hope you enjoyed that. I'll see you for the next one. And that concludes our test drive. If you enjoyed this video and would like to see more, please like and subscribe and leave me a comment. Thank you.